In this section, we're going to talk about how to draw the most accessible view of a car. This is where we all pretty much start. I started with this, and it's what gets you to a more comfortable level when you want to develop more advanced sketches of cars. This accessible view that I'm referring to is the side view. Okay, now we're going to develop this in 5 easy steps. Number 1, laying out your very first point of reference, which is the ground line. Now we're going to start with a fairly straight line. Having established the ground line, we're going to put in the wheels. The wheels are quite important in establishing the overall size, the overall proportion of your vehicle. Now the placement of these 2 wheels is not purely by chance. There's actually a formula, a logic that I use to place the wheels in this position along the ground line. When I'm designing a 4-door, 4-passenger, 5-passenger vehicle, I use roughly or approximately 3 wheels of distance between the front wheel and the rear wheel. So having established, for example, the front wheel, I then can calculate more or less 3 wheels, and the 4th wheel will land here, and that will give me the distance, approximate distance, that I need to consider when I'm drawing a car of this segment. Now, if I was to show you, for example, how I would go about starting the design for a urban vehicle, a small city vehicle, the urban vehicle is going to be somewhere around, say, 2.5 wheels distance. It's probably no shorter than that. So we're going to go 1, 2, and let's make it 2.5, just to give you a slight variation. So the 2.5 is going to be roughly in there. So the next wheel that I'm going to use is here. Now you can see the difference in the overall wheelbase of the 2 cars. This one's a little bit shorter. That's going to give us a different size vehicle. And if we go to a more extreme case, say an SUV being one of the larger type of vehicles we recognize on the road today, you're going to have something that is probably more in the range of 3.5 to 4 wheels. Now you can start to see that and that being the differences in the wheelbases. Now, wheels don't only serve us to establish the wheelbase, they also help us to determine the proportion in the vehicle. So if we're talking about a car that is longer, if we're talking about a car that is taller, we're talking about a car that is wider, all that can be determined by the size of the wheels that we're using. So in this case here, if we're going to talk about, again, the 4-door sedan, we're going to roughly use another wheel on top of those wheels to give us the total height of the vehicle. Now, an urban vehicle, pretty much it's going to be the same H-point, hip point, where the passenger and the driver are actually sitting. So let's stick with 2 wheels as the same height for the urban vehicle. Now, an SUV, we're looking at something that's called the command driving position, where you buy an SUV to feel a little bit more protected, a little bit safer, a little bit higher up. So let's go up to maybe 1.5 wheels, and that will give you a good relationship for the top of the vehicle. Lastly, as a setup, we want to discuss overhangs. Now, overhangs are quite important in the overall size of the vehicle because they determine the overall length of the vehicle. Your wheelbase is located within the entire length of the vehicle. There's probably no car on the road today with more than 1 wheel distance of overhang in the rear or in the front. There are cars, for example, the Mini Cooper. You can see the minimal overhang on the front, the minimal overhang on the rear. That's quite compact. What it does result in is a car that has not a heck of a lot of curvature in the front, plan view as we call it, and not a heck of a lot of plan view or curvature in the rear as we call it. So very stubby in the front, very stubby in the back. Very well handling car because the mass is not sticking out in the front of the vehicle or out past the rear. But for a lot of reasons, we will do that where we add quite a bit of overhang in both directions. Now you can see an extreme amount of overhang on the MC12 in the front. You can see an extreme amount of overhang in the rear on the MC12 as well. Now these overhang reference points are not rules. They can be changed. You can decide on a long nose and a short tail, or a short nose and a long tail, or any mixture, any combination of that. It's up to you to decide as a designer what overall feel you want to give the car. These aren't rules, these are just limits for you to work within.